4? I hear that. You hear that? Huh? Can you hear me? I'm getting feedback in this mic. What? One is muted. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. No feedback in this mic. Feedback only in one of them, not in this one. I know. They're both up. I have feedback on this mic, but not this one. Well, you're plugged into 1 and 4, actually. Okay. Testing, testing. Testing, testing.
4 minutes.
Mama, you got the, okay, you're charging all the ready?
Test, test. Test, test. Test, test.
Hey, what?
I still don't have any feedback on channel 4. Test, test. Test, test.
Your audio is coming through.
On this mic right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Tell me you were able to print those sheets.
No. I can pull it up for you.
Okay.
Figure out why that monitor is not
3 minutes.
Yeah, clear the field. Get out of here. Hey Siri, how many days has it been since April 7th?
10 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the WCPPL Event 2. It's been 61 long days since we've been here, but we are here, we are live. We are about to start this first game right now. On your left-hand side, we have TJ Basters. On your right-hand side, we have the Philippines. TJ had a nice, strong event here this past event 1, I think taking 3rd. Philippines had a little bit of a tough struggle and one of the most interesting 11, 12-minute points that we've ever seen. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We're just getting started, guys. We're just getting going. If you are just joining us, the stream just went live here a second ago. This is the first game of the day. We are just seeing things for the very first time up here. Throughout the course of the day, I'm going to be guiding you throughout all these matches. We're going to be here for the next 11 hours or so, seeing all these Premier and Division III players play. You're going to see me talking about different bunker names, different player names, different refs, different checks, different penalties. We're having a couple of technical difficulties so far this morning with scoreboard. But we do have some cool, fun, new things to show you guys in the webcast this weekend, and we're very excited about it. So bear with us as we get everything going, and everything is on the up and up. Meanwhile, TJ player already had taken that snake 4 of the opponent and shooting his snake 1. He only has one body left here, right here on the Dorito 1 side. Meanwhile, there is 1, 2 bodies, 3 bodies left for TJ. So one of the cool things we have here is this little teleprompter. As you see, I'm able to label some things, talk about some things, able to show you guys a little bit some more from some different angles. So I'm new to this thing, so bear with me. And here by a little bit, we'll have everything all super sorted out. I am here alone this morning. My name is Andrew. I go by GoggleGod22 on the Instagram. I play for Arizona pole position, and I will be your host through the day. Like we said, guys, it's been 61 days since we've been here last. Event 1 seems like a lifetime ago. These teams have been busting their butts, trying to figure things out up until now. And we're going to see how everything's going for them.
Oh, why is it on that side? What the fuck? Hold on.
20 seconds.
So as I'm drawing things on the screen and labeling some things, there might be an issue or two on your side. We are working to get all those things figured out.
10 seconds. Game on.
Right here, you're looking at LA Collision and CEP. CEP making a great move up into the middle 50, but they are going to lose 2 bodies in their back line. LA Collision, 4 alive. They're going to lose 3 alive. They're going to lose both their Dorito and their Snake player, which is going to keep them totally in the pocket. Small retreat from the Collision 2 Dorito player. So on your side, I'm not sure exactly if you guys what you're seeing, as I can't see anything right now on the screens. But for LA Collision, I have a home player, a player in the first can on the Snake side, and a player in the Dorito 100 of the baby. Looks like he might have just gotten shot in the head, though. They got to check him. He is out. Here comes the CE player running down. He's going to get 1-2 pack. CE player takes out 2. Looks like he might have traded on. No, he's still alive. So CEP is going to take this first point from Collision. They are determining the kill count. They're going to walk it down. My guess is that guy that did the run through is going to have one of his extra guys who maybe didn't take so much fire go in there, hit that bell. Buzzer, rather, hit the buzzer. Is it working okay, Ryan?
1 minute.
So a quick point there for CEP as they'll take a 1-0 lead over Collision. Meanwhile, TJ in the Philippines here with just a little over 30 seconds to go in their second point. So as we're looking at the layout designed by the terrific Thomas Taylor, thank you very much, Thomas. Looks real fun.
20
Can't wait to
seconds.
see how these layouts go today, how this is played. I do think that we're going to see a lot of double home today. Hopefully soon I'll be able to get all these screens working
10
and I'll be able to
seconds.
get into the chat, and so I can talk to you guys a little bit more and see what you guys think and do some more interacting with you guys, because frankly it's more fun for me. So
Game
on
on.
your right, TJ, on your left, CEP. CEP going to lose one player out of the Dorito side. Meanwhile, 1-2 players coming off for TJ, but TJ does have one player in the center 50, but the CEP player is going to match him a little bit. Oh, but he is going to take the walk there. So just 1, 2, I believe 3 players, yeah, left for CEP. Meanwhile, 1, 2, whoop, oh, hey. As that snake player is going to take the walk. So I think 1, 2 players left over here for CEP. 1, 2, 3 players left here for TJ, as they're going to slowly and methodically make their way onto CEP's side of the field here. See if that Dorito guy can have an interesting shot there from that little wedge on CEP's side. Somehow that TJ guy blasting the home players. There he goes. So he is going to get that final 2-pack. Oh, and he put a whole bunch of shots on this CEP home player. That's going to feel good at 7 a.m. He'll go take the walk into the pit, get himself cleaned up for the next point. And TJ is going to come run in, take that early 2-0 lead. TJ taking their sweet time there, hitting that buzzer, taking a 2-0 lead there, making sure you're clean. Terrific reffing crew here today, led by head
1
ref
minute.
Bobby, a staple for the WC here. He is always the man in charge. He does a great job. He's got a great crew. I recognize almost every single one of these refs out here. They basically treat the seasons how kind of these teams treat the seasons. They all travel together. They all hang out together. I see them in the gym together. So it's pretty sweet to see traveling crew of zebras making their way, doing a great job out here for us.
30 seconds.
Second point here coming for CEP and LA Collision.
10 seconds.
So Collision's going to lose 2 players pretty early. CEP making themselves very comfortable in the middle of the field and onto their side of the field. CEP right down the middle. He's going to get a nice one. Oh, and he's going to get
Foul.
so an early towel here for Collision
Point approved.
as CEP is going to take that point.
1 minute.
CEP is going to take a 2-0 lead. I think I was saying the Collision won that first point. They did not. CEP making themselves very comfortable in the center. Collision having absolutely no answer so far, as they were pretty much able to walk right into that rocket and then into the command center of the Collision side, blast himself into a 2-pack, and end that game pretty quick. Once I get
30
this monitor
seconds.
working again, we'll kind of go through some bunker names. So when I talk about some things, you people at home might understand a little bit better about exactly what I'm talking about.
20 seconds.
Like I said, we are having a little bit of technical difficulty this morning with some screens, with some things. We are working ourselves out. Hopefully pretty soon we should have everything locked
10
down for you, ready
seconds.
to go, and be ready and going. TJ and Philippines back on the box. TJ on your left, Philippines on your right. Philippines looks like they got some sweet new digs for jerseys. Philippines 5 alive, all spread across the back line, minus their 1 Snake 2 player. As 1 TJ player, 2 TJ players are going to take the walk here. Oh, 3 TJ players are going to take the very, very early walk here. So only 1 home player and who's going to make himself out to the Dorito side. He did get clipped on his way in, he did not. And 1 Viper, or now a Snake 50 player here for TJ. He's got a lot to look at here as he's going to clip that Dorito 2 player, is going to make it a 42. And the Snake player for TJ is going to get shot there. 1 body remaining in the Dorito corner for TJ as he's about to get blasted here by the Snake 50. He does get shot in the thigh. That is kill 5 for the Philippines as they sniff out everything else and make sure they are on their merry way. As that Snake runner takes his way down and hit the buzzer.
Base. Point approved. 1 minute.
CEP and Collision back here on the box. Let's see if CEP does what they did the first 2 times. They do not. They went, but they do get a kill anyway off of the Snake side. So and they're going to lose their Dorito runner as well, and a penalty. That's going to leave only 2 alive left for Collision. 5 alive, 4 alive now for CEP as the Dorito side tower, or Snake side tower gets shot. All right, now I have an iPad up and running again. Sorry about that. So, for the folks at home. Oh, get him. Yep. That CEP player going to blast his way into the Snake. There is a Snake 1 left. And a big, big penalty for Collision as they have no bodies left, and they're going to get a major, which is going to start them down 2 players here on that next point. That's going to hurt quite a bit. So CEP is going to go up 3-0. CEP is going to go up 3-0 in this match, and Collision's going to start 2 bodies down on the next point. That's going to really, really hurt Collision. There is a 5-point spread in the Premier Division. So far that was a very exciting point. Good to see some nice action early.
30 seconds.
For those at home, if you saw that red flag being thrown, what that means is a penalty. It's a 3-for-1 penalty,
20
basically, or a
seconds.
2-for-1 penalty. The player who's been assessed the penalty has been shot. And then what he did is he shot another player,
10
which
seconds.
drew the red flag, which is going to pull him out and 2 of his teammates. Since there were no teammates for the ref to pull, they will start the next game down 2 bodies, like I said before. Like you're seeing now here is Philippines and TJ. TJ up 2-1. 5 alive as they do lose their snake runner. I see another red. Okay, that's a loose, not a real penalty. So we are going to have a 4-on-4, it looks like, as one of the snake players for the Philippines is going to take a walk, and one of the center players for TJ will go take the walk. Meanwhile, one of the TJ players fills into the snake 2 here, matched with the Philippines player here. TJ having strong in the corners here at the Dorito 50 and the Snake 2 and 2 on their back line. Meanwhile, the Philippines working with a Snake 2, a home, we're going to call that Arizona, and a baby Dorito over there. So 44, and a 34 as one of the players for CEP from the home takes a walk there. The Snake 2 player playing a little bit out in the open if that. As the CEP player is going to match the Snake player for TJ. So one here. Oh, and he makes his move into the 50. That's a nice move here. I think the stream might be slightly delayed. I can't quite tell. Yeah, we're about to have some serious action here in the Snake. That was nice. They are going to get the trade out. So both Snake players eliminated for each team, which is going to leave 2 alive for the Philippines, as one of the TJ players in the back line takes a bad death. That's going to leave 2 players left for TJ out here in the Dorito 400. That's the number 2, and the Snake corner down here. Meanwhile, a home player and a baby player for the Philippines. So a 22 here. Let's see if these players can sniff it out. So one of the Philippines, the home player, takes his way out into the Snake corner. Oh, and they are going to get the kill on the Dorito 400 player for TJ. So a 21 now. I do believe that Philippines have that figured out. Maybe not quite. Oh, and the Philippine Snake Runner definitely does not know what's going on, as now it's a 1-on-1. So they lost the kill count there. And they're going to have a battle between the Snake 1 for TJ, and the Philippines player has made his way. Oh, and the TJ player shoots the Philippines player. That's a nice shot. That's one of their captains, Valenzuela, there for TJ, and he is very, very good. So he's going to pull himself out of a 2-on-1, get both those kills and that point, and take TJ up 3-1 on the Philippines. That was nice. Making their way back onto the field is CEP and Collision, and Collision going to start with just 3 bodies. CEP is going to start with 5 alive. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if we saw a very, very quick concession here from Collision. My guess is that they will run the first 10 seconds or so, see if they can't get a kill or two on the break. If they can't, they might have an
30
early
seconds.
towel here and just try to reset and try to get their 5 bodies out there. Clearly, whatever they're doing, not necessarily working this morning as they're down 3-0 to CEP. CEP,
20
a little bit of a rough
seconds.
event this last time. Collision had a pretty good event, but they did start a little bit slow. So let's see if they're able to figure things out here. Let's see if CEP pushes that middle like they did the
10
first 2
seconds.
points. My guess is that they will and really try to ram it down Collision's throat here. Collision taking a pretty wide. Oh, they are going to play a double pocket. CEP making a little bit of a center push, just like I said. Making his way into the laser. Trying to shoot the home. Trying to shoot. Oh, they do get one quick kill. So a home player and a Snake 2, Snake 3 player now for Collision, as Collision is going to. That Collision player should rough up that center player, but he knows that he's there. So, oh, and they're going. Oh my gosh, Collision's going to get another penalty.
Point approved.
So CEP is going to get the point. Collision's going to get another penalty. Luckily
1
for
minute.
Collision, that was a yellow penalty, not a red, and they will have 5 alive on the next point. Unfortunately, they're starting down 4-0. So that is going to hurt, as the mercy rule is 5 in Premier. They're going to need to pull off 5 straight wins, or just maybe a couple of wins to try to narrow down that point spread a little bit, help them out.
Twenty seconds. Ten seconds.
TJ and Philippines back on the box here. TJ up 3-1.
Game on.
TJ on the left, Philippines on the right. We're going to see a lot of doubling home all day. We have the Dorito player, Dorito corner player for both sides, as Philippines breaks their double back and moves out to the California and the Arizona, both the small towers next to the home. Is it still 5 alive for both teams? So the Philippines player making a great move into the snake, into TJ's side of the snake, and he got himself a 2-pack as he was on his way there. So just 2 alive left for TJ. 1 at the home and 1 at the Dorito corner. Meanwhile, Philippines have a snake player, middle player, Dorito 400 player, and a Dorito 2 player. So in a very, very dominating position here as they try to clean this thing up. Here comes the run through. There we go.
Base.
There go both of the TJ players, as Philippines is going to claw them their way back in here a little bit, make themselves a 3-2 match.
1 minute.
Meanwhile, CEP in dominant fashion so far this morning against Collision, up 4-0. Collision doing everything in their power to shoot themselves in the foot, as they've had a major and a minor. But none of that matters now. They got 5 people. They got 5 guys on the box. I don't know exactly what the time is, but they should have plenty of time to
30
claw themselves
seconds.
back into this thing if they're able to figure it out.
20 seconds.
Collision on your left. CP on your right. CP is doing this triple home action here with a little bit of a late release, usually up into the gut, as exactly as what they do, as they're going to take into the gut in the command center, a snake, one double home, and a Dorito player, but that Dorito player gets shot. CP going to fill over to that Dorito corner and the Arizona on the snake side. So 4 alive for CP, 5 alive, I think, for Collision, as we're about to have some fireworks here in the Snake 50 as we have a full poison. Let's see if they know it. They don't yet. They do now. That CEP player going to take that Collision player for a ride. He does. He does get the trade. Getting shot in the ribs at 7 a.m. hurts, folks. It just does. That is going to leave at least 2 alive for Collision. One in the Arizona, 1 in the home, 3 alive for Collision, and 1 in the California. So they're all in the back line there for Collision. CEP in the Dorito corner, the Snake corner. This game's slowing down a little bit as that Snake corner moves into the Snake 2. Collision player making his way out from the California into the Dorito corner, into the baby, now into the 300, into the 200, now into the 300, and with very little resistance, making his way over there. As the home player for Collision makes his way out into the California, then into the Snake corner to match. Oh, and the Collision player does get shot from the Dorito side, and another penalty for Collision, as that's pretty much going to do it. They don't even have enough bodies to pull. Nope. My goodness. So that's going to end the point. CEP is going to win this match 5-0. Collision needs to find themselves in the pit talking about what in the world is going on. That's 3 penalty points in 5 points, 2 majors, both of which would have caused them to start. They started on the first major, they started down 2 players. On this last major, they would have started down a player on the next point, but they've already lost the match. So they need to go back in that pit and put their thinking caps on and trying to figure out what is going on over there, because that was not good.
Test. Check, mic check.
All right, we got Kyle on the mic. Up, I think, right?
I think I need to turn myself up a little bit.
Give me a check 1, 2, Kyle.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
One more time, Kyle.
1, 2, 3.
That sounds a little bit better.
There we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
So joining us in the booth again, Kyle Kerr, my teammate on Arizona pole position. He joined me for the last time as well, up here in the booth on the Friday for WCPPL Event 1. And me and him are going to spend the day with you, walk you through these games. And it's a lot better that he's here because I frankly can't talk about 10 players all at the same time. So
It's going to be a lot of fun this morning.
this is going to be the Bastards as the Philippines are over there on the left. That home player is going to take the walk. TJ over there on the right as the Dorito corner player going to take a walk.
Looks like TJ's taking that Snake 50 basically off break, uncontested, nobody really knowing he's here.
Blast away that home player. And he is going to get shot as well.
did look like that snake corner out TJ Bastard's snake 50 player. A lot of teams doubling up the home this morning so far.
Yeah, I think we're
I've
going to
seen.
see a lot of that. The lanes are definitely there. There are corner players to shoot.
Philippines in the Dorito 50 right now. Up there trying to stay alive. Looks like only 3 alive right now for Philippines.
TJ taking the snake to as well, the home center bunker and the California. And for those that are listening, we're going to call it California, this bunker right here. Oh, just kidding. This bunker right here. And we're going to call the Arizona this bunker right here.
That'd be flipped.
No, there are.
Arizona's on snake side.
That's what I said. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep messing this up. That's the Arizona. That's the California for those that are at home. And we're from Arizona, so what we do is there are snakes in Arizona. So since the snake is closer to that bunker, we're just going to call it by that name, California. There are some mountains there, so we'll do that.
Philippines snake player in the 50. Only shooting 2 balls in Arizona.
He did miss the home player, though, and now they know he's there.
Philippines still with their snake 50 player now have a Dorito wedge progressing up as well as on the other side of the Dorito.
Making a nice move, that Philippines player into the other side of the snake for TJ on the inside part. He's going to he was able to get the kill on the snake corner. He's going to try to peel himself out of here, shoot the home. I think the Dorito side shot the home, but
Yeah.
the Philippines are going to take this one with 3 bodies alive.
Should be tied up 3-3 now.
And it's going to tie this match up 3-3, which is going to make things very interesting. TJ started pretty hot and slowed down a little bit. TJ's roster is stacked. I don't have it in front of me, and I will before too long. But they're actually my pick, Kyle, to win this whole thing. I think I picked them for event 1 as well.
Yeah,
we're going to stay strong on that, and I'm going to pick them early to go ahead and win this event in their first match.
I think I picked the Bloodhawks last event in E1.
Definitely did.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Bloodhawks did do better than
I think
the
one place better, right?
I think it was
1 or 2
place better.
better.
So,
Yeah.
but I think they were both Final Four.
They were.
So
They were. It was 2 good picks. 2 good picks is what
very
that
good
was.
picks. I mean, it's not uncommon for those 2 teams to be in the finals.
Well, speaking of the Bloodhawks, we might have a guest appearance here later on by the man with the legend, Mr. H.
Oh, man.
I haven't seen him walking around yet this morning. I have seen a couple of Bloodhawks players walking around this morning. So we'll see what happens. That'd be fun for you guys at home. I'm sure you all love that.
Yeah, I do think I see a Bloodhawks jersey over there. So very recognizable.
The Bloodhawks, oh, well, they play the next set. So, yeah, we're going to see some Bloodhawks out here very, very shortly. We will see about our guest star. He might, as Bloodhawks will play a number of matches here today, he might come on a little bit later, but we'll see exactly what happens.
It's interesting to see, if you guys tuned into E1, there was a very interesting point that last tournament, Philippines against Phoenix Rising, that had a 13-minute and 57-second point to lose 1-0.
Yeah.
15-minute game time.
It was,
and now they are tied up with TJ Bastards, which was a
yeah,
final,
quite a change. I did mention that.
3rd place team, so
before you got here, I did mention that Philippines did play that ridiculous point.
I will never forget that point.
No, I'll never forget that point either. So they were in X-Ball, by the way, so you're going to see these 2 players, these 2 teams play again. The Philippines on your right this time, TJ on your left. 5 alive for TJ as the home. Ooh, I thought my home player bounced. 5 alive for the Philippines as they're going to tell the home, the corner, the Snake 1, and the Arizona.
Looks like TJ's player filling out a little tempo going up now into the big move, diving in,
That TJ player missed the shot on the home player
barely.
moving out.
Nobody knew he was there. TJ had the shot and unfortunately didn't get it.
Yeah, I was expecting that. That TJ player is going to make his way into the center, into the, we're going to call those the laser and the rocket there for those watching at home. He should have some nice shots from there as long as he doesn't get picked off by one of these corner guys as he's putting paint on that snake too. No, he doesn't know he's there. Or he's trying to shoot a bounce shot from there. That's not working out.
I think he's smart enough to know now that he's getting shot from
Whoa.
somewhere in the center. And
Interesting move there from the TJ play.
oh wow, it's gonna be tied 3-3. Is there gonna be overtime?
Time stop.
No points. Game finished.
Oh, there is overtime.
So there is an overtime point in the upper divisions here. So you're going to see these teams out here again in 2 minutes. They're going to X-Ball, so they have 2 minutes from the time that game just stopped to get themselves back on the field, and they're going to play a 5-minute overtime point. So it's going to be 5-on-5, just like you've been seeing. But the winner of this game takes the whole thing. If nobody can win in this 5 minutes, we will go to one-on-ones. It's a pretty rare occasion. We don't see it a whole lot, but we definitely hope to see some of that today.
Oh, I love seeing one-on-ones.
It's a really interesting dynamic because a lot of these one-on-ones, but some of those lower situation, they just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Going out there playing with a match on the line, playing one-on-ones, a big deal. So always fun to see some one-on-ones. We saw one of them in Texas, USX field.
Yes, we did. I believe last year in the WCPPL, I saw multiple one-on-ones in the Premier Division,
Definitely.
as well as one match. I believe it was in the quarterfinals that went to multiple one-on-ones because players kept trading out.
So we're just in a small break here. Not 100% sure what's going on. As teams slowly start to find their way onto the field.
30 seconds.
Here we go. 30 seconds now. Overtime point. 5 minutes. Whoever wins this wins their first match. As somebody who picked TJ to win the event, I'm gonna need them to pull this overtime point out.
This will be crucial. I mean, starting the day with a win definitely sets your team in motion to
10 seconds.
do well for the rest of the tournament.
And Philippines had a tough tournament on the first one, so this is a really big improvement. If they can come out here and beat the TJ Bastards, that'll be a big deal.
I feel like they're a little bit more hungry for it. Oh, almost tripling up the home for just a split second.
Oh, and then a nice run into the Dorito wedge, but the Dorito corner player for Philippines is going to get shot. But that Dorito, they're in the 50 now. Oh yeah.
And TJ was in there.
That Philippines player is in the Dorito 50. First time that we've seen anybody there. That player, yeah.
And
Oh.
Facing up everybody else, trying to move up the field. So
Two players going to take the walk, and I'm not entirely sure if they've identified him over there in the Dorito corner. As well, they have the Snake 2 for the Philippines. The home player for the Philippines is going to take his way out to the California. The TJ player going to take his way into the Dorito 4. That was a huge chunk, and it looks like he made it there free. Oh, so he is going to finally hit that Philippines player and stay alive.
3-on-2 right now in favor of Philippines as the Philippines player moves up into the snake 50.
I don't think they've recognized him as a snake 50.
Home and the Dorito 4 for TJ.
There are 3 players alive for the Philippines as they have the Philippines are about to end it here. He can shoot the home. He's gonna lace at the home. He needs to.
I think
that Philippines player is still alive, but has not identified the Dorito player. I think he has now.
TJ now retreating back to the Dorito 4 from the Dorito 50. Philippines figured it out where the body is now just trying to execute and finish this point to take their first match of the
Philippines
day.
all over this guy.
Philippines, there's no way that Philippines loses this unless they get a big penalty. And I think he just traded out.
He did not trade.
But Philippines just took out the last player, checking himself before he hits the buzzer. We will determine in just a second if the player's clean.
And I think that's Joe Montgomery.
Wow. Philippines taking the first match today against.
That was super exciting. That was a crazy point. There was a ton of action. They completely lost that Philippines player once he got in the Dorito 50. He blew away those first 2 guys and was able to trade. He basically got a 3-pack out of that.
Yep.
Did his job. So, real bad for us in the announcing booth for those that picked TJ to win this event. Not a great start. Real good, however, for the Philippines. They start themselves at a great pace to start out this next tournament. That's killer.
I didn't pick TJ.
Yeah, I was gonna say just me actually, not the entire booth, just part of the booth.
Before the overtime points started, the Philippines, I believe, were a little bit more hungry for that, and definitely showed they're out on the turf. Philippines came out strong, making big aggressive moves, and got in that Dorito 50 early to just lace up TJ that was trying to progress the field.
That was cool. That was fun to see.
And I can't wait to get up.
Oh no, it's back on. Is it? Is the iPad the actual stream or is it
And looks like we're going to have Bloodhawks versus Raw Material up this first point in the second match. Bloodhawks on your left and Raw Material are going to be on your right. Bloodhawks in those beautiful red and black jerseys. Raw Material in the very fancy blue and white.
So you got in this one, Kyle?
I'm going to take
Pretty sure I know. I know who you were going to take in this one.
But you know what? It's really interesting because Raw Material did really well last event.
They've had some really interesting points honestly, this last 2 seasons. They've had some
30 seconds.
absolute blowouts where they've just gotten beat up real bad, and then the other way around where they just really put people in the dirt. Currently, Raw
20
Material
seconds.
having an issue getting 5 players onto the box, so not a great start. There he goes.
All right, Bloodhawks doubling up the home as well as Raw Material, but their home player ghosting out a little bit.
At center runner for Bloodhawks taking the walk. Raw Material getting to the 200 as another Bloodhawk player taking the walk. But the Bloodhawk player matching them into the Dorito 200 and the Snake 3. Meanwhile, Raw Material.
This Bloodhawk Snake player is going to look across the field and do some work.
He's going to pipe up that Dorito
shot.
player.
Yep.
He is calling. Bobby is calling for him to get shot, and he is. He's out. I still 4 alive, I think, for Regime. I think they're into that the Dorito 300 here. Yeah, they are.
Raw Material.
I'm sorry, Raw Material.
And Bloodhawks moving that Snake 3 up into the Snake 50 now. Raw Material knows he's there. He's going up into the center, just looking that way, trying to pick him off. But Bloodhawk staying nice and tight. Doesn't know that the player moved up from that center tower up into the rocket.
It is a 44 if you look on your screen here. I think fairly even positions. Snake player has recognized the Dorito player on the side as one of the raw material players into the center, takes the walk. Oh,
it was a
that's
43 in favor of raw material. Now he's traded out, so I believe it's a
and a good move on both sides actually for Regime. So the Regime Snake player comes and runs down
Raw
the
material.
Snake. God, what am I doing? Sorry, raw material fans at home. The raw material player on the Snake side came and ran down the Bloodhawks player from
Point approved.
in the 50. And then basically at the same time, the Dorito player for raw material came down and ran down the Dorito player for Bloodhawks in the Dorito 2 and then shot the home player. So a nice move there for raw material as they take an early 1-0 lead.
I was just reading the chat. If you guys can hear us, we are working on the audio currently right now.
Can you read any of that? I can't see the monitors though. Can you read any of that?
I mean, it's covering the chat.
30 seconds.
Here, click on.
So on the box, Vegas Brawlers and Phoenix Rising. Brawlers on the left, Rising on the right. Sorry for the background. We're still trying to figure out some monitors and some audio stuff and blah, blah, blah. We are working on it. Vegas Brawlers, like I said, on the left, doubling the home. We're going to see that, it looks like, all day long. Phoenix Rising doing the same. All pocket for Rising as they take the Arizona to the California double home and the Dorito side tower. Vegas, the first one to take the Snake 50, and they're going to do some work. They're going to shoot the Arizona, which they're calling the Vegas, and they're going to quickly fill that same bump. Takes a shot on the Snake player, but Snake player for Brawlers doing some work across the field, taking basically no pressure. And he is going to pinch out that Dorito side tower player, or Dorito side pin player. Phoenix Rising player going to sneak his way into the Dorito 400 there. That was a nice move. I can't believe he got away with that. They have identified 1, 2, 3, looks like at least 4 alive, as that Dorito player for Brawlers is going to make his way all the way. Oof.
Wow,
That Brawlers player is going to walk himself down the field, get himself, I think, a 4-pack out of that game. Go ahead and end this thing.
Towel.
And 4 alive for the Brawlers as well.
Point approved. 1 minute.
Hey, the chat said they can't even understand that you saw that robot. Okay.
Oh, man.
And also they said I can see the stream,
Robots announcing.
and the stream is just like frozen.
No, the stream controls on your.
Well, I'm saying on here. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
You gotta plug it into the back of the mixer.
Oh shit. Okay.
30 seconds.
We are working on the audio,
20
guys.
seconds. 10 seconds.
We're gonna lose audio. Okay, no worries.
So we might lose audio here in a second, but we will get you back as soon as we can. Raw material on the left, Bloodhawks on the right. Raw material is going to lose their Dorito player. Bloodhawks also, Raw material lose both of their home players, but they're going to filter themselves out into the Dorito corner. A Snake 50 player for the Bloodhawks. As that snake player moves his way, he's going to shoot the Dorito corner player. So only one alive is going to be the snake corner for raw material as Bloodhawks look to even this match up pretty quickly. That snake player is going to get shot, and the Bloodhawks are going to run this one down with 4 alive.
Base. Point approved. 1 minute.
All right, guys, we're back. We got Rising on the left
Vegas Brawlers on the right.
as 1-2 Brawlers players going to take a walk. Rising playing that pocket again, doubling the home, the Arizona, the California, and the Dorito side pin.
Looking like a very, very pocket layout. Start of this tournament so far.
Rising definitely agrees as they play all pocket, and then slowly they trickle themselves out of the Dorito corner and now into the Dorito 200. The pin player making his way into the full center. I'm going to call that command center, that very tall middle tower. And Rising now making their way into the snake via the middle section, or the Viper, as a lot of people are going to call it. Making its way all the way into the snake 50.
I think that's Patrick Doran. Making his way up in that snake.
Patrick trying to shoot the Arizona off of his spot there. Oh, but if he would just, oh. One of the Brawlers players tries to make a run into the middle. He absolutely gets worked.
As he
As
should
Duran.
have. If his teammates are covering the back line, covering the back, then he should take out that center player trying to run down, which they did.
Yeah, so Duran's did shoot that Arizona player. It just looks like they have the home remaining.
And Home just got shot on his foot. They're about to call
He's
him out.
definitely shot on his foot. Now he's
Definitely
definitely
his foot,
shot.
yep. Got shot on his foot about 3 times. But
All 5 Rising players staying alive for that one, so that was a powerful point. Good job. Our friends Phoenix Rising, they've been doing a lot of work playing at BKW Paintball. Best turf in the entire world.
oh, it's beautiful.
Point approved.
I miss that field so much.
1 minute.
So Bloodhawks and Raw Material tied up. Actually, both sets right now tied up.
Both
1-1.
side. Oh, and looks like the scoreboard is working on your screen as well. So that's
Oh, there we go.
so now you guys can see it too.
Slowly getting things situated here with WCPL. Sometimes technology does not cooperate the best.
But Ryan does a good job trying to put all this together for you guys.
20 seconds.
Yes, if you're here at the event and you're walking by Field 1, see the big stand covered in netting, and then a WC PPL tent right behind it. Ryan is in a believe, a red shirt.
Yep, that's true.
Go ahead and just say hi and say thank you. He does a lot for the stream and all the technology here for WCPPL and USXPL.
Raw material taking the snake corner bunker. Bloodhawks taking the snake 1. Bloodhawks losing one of their home players. So 5 alive still for raw material as they have both corners now, as well as the Dorito side wedge.
So raw material looking pretty comfortable right now. Bloodhawks kind of in a panic, especially that player up in that snake can. They do have a Dorito player filling out to the corner, and then up to that baby Dorito as they shoot across and
Bloodhawks shoot the snake side pin. So 44. But raw material is going to have better field position, having that Dorito wing. As we have a running referee going to check a home player.
Oldest trick
He is going to pull him, and he is going to get a penalty for that. So a 44 quickly turning into a 42 for the Bloodhawks. As the Bloodhawks now have the Snake 50, they should be able to wrap around there, shoot that Cali player as soon as he shows himself again. It looks like they've either lost a little bit of the count, or they don't exactly know where everybody is. The Snake player for the Bloodhawks looking a little bit lost.
I think he's worried about raw material having a snake.
He thinks that there's somebody in the snake corner, but that player was already pulled for the penalty.
Correct, which, I mean, you can miss that penalty really quickly. It happens really quickly.
Oh,
so.
Yep. And that Bloodhawk snake player is going to get shot from the cross from that Dorito side wedge that they just had no idea he was there. So 2 players left still for the Bloodhawks here. We got 1 player there, 1 player there, and for raw material, 1 player here, 1 player here. So almost mirrored. Bloodhawks are going to be ever so slightly wider, but the raw material player here is going to have more options here as he's going to make himself into the middle as a running referee goes in to check him. Meanwhile, raw material fills from here out to here into the baby Dorito. So still better position here with this guy being able to shoot this lane here, keep both of these guys in as they do shoot that Dorito player. So only a Dorito corner player left now.
It's a 2-on-1 in favor of raw material right now. They have great positioning. Going to pinch out this Dorito corner any second.
Yeah, they are pinching him well. Just waiting for that Bloodhawks player to make a mistake. Oh, as one of the raw material players makes a mistake, makes his way. So it's now a 1-on-1. The Bloodhawks player, I don't think 100% knows that it's a 1-on-1.
Oh, he definitely knows. He definitely knows.
Oh.
We're to see who
oh, that raw material player definitely got shot. Yep.
Shot in the hopper.
Wow. Wow.
It was a 1-on-2 in favor of raw material. Lost both bodies.
This was actually a 42 in favor of raw material here about a minute ago, but a penalty from raw material. That home player pulls out their snake side, and then, frankly, just a bad move in that middle there. Raw material gets himself shot, and then they lose the 1-on-1. It's a big deal. Bloodhawks going to take themselves a 2-1 lead.
Ref checking out the last player, gets the thumbs up, and point is approved. So Bloodhawks do in fact go up 2-1 against raw material. Just over 8 minutes left in that game. Back to Vegas Brawlers and Phoenix Rising, tied up 1-1.
Bloodhawks players excited about that one.
I would be too.
They were in a
24.
They were in a losing position, big time.
Those are is the best feeling. I mean, I think I've had a couple of those. We've been in a couple of those positions and situations at USXBL and I think WC. Both E1, I believe. And when you come out of it alive, it's a great feeling.
Always fun to win a low body situation by point. Oh, we got the pod runners on the field. Just Vegas out there doing work for teams. If you guys need a pod runner and you're listening, please call the pod runners. They do a good job. They're not very expensive,
10 seconds.
and they steal pods like a boss.
I was gonna say, do they steal
Exactly,
pods?
so-
So do you get
So
your money's worth in
that's
pods?
always good. Oh, Brawler's tripling the back center.
Yeah, I saw that for a second too. Last point.
Boy, I don't love that. Rising going to make their way into the center, into the laser rocket area, as the Brawlers player going to kind of match him at the command center, but definitely a very, very pocket play.
Rising losing their Dorito
Oh,
player.
get that player out of there.
And got shot in the butt.
So it's actually a 44 as one of the Rising players get Cyclops from the Dorito side, take the walk. Vegas moving into the Dorito 2, but losing their home player at the same time, and now taking the snake corner of winning that point. Your coach or your captain or your teammate here in the pit can get a little buzzer for you and take away that particular point and basically just concede the point rather, yeah, and give that point to the other team. Start fresh on the next one, which is exactly what Vegas did on that one.
And the strategic use for that is especially when if you're down points already, or in that situation you're tied and you know that you're going to lose that. You could also have all of your players dead, and the other team could be standing on the field, not hitting the buzzer, just kind of wasting the time clock away. And you want to hit that towel because you can't win the point. You want to save the clock.
Raw material just getting on the clock in time.
And Bloodhawks losing their snake corner player off the break, 45 in favor of raw material.
Dorito 300, the Dorito corner, the home, and the snake side pin.
Raw material to the 40 now in that wedge. We also have the Dorito corner, the home player checking. Looks like he got it bounced. Looking very comfortable at that home. I'm not sure why. There should be a lot of guns shooting back at him.
Bloodhawk toe player going to move himself out into the Arizona. The Dorito player for the Bloodhawks also taking the walk, so that raw material player shooting him from the Dorito side wedge.
Looks like you've got 5 alive for raw material. The snake corner, the god. The snake 50 now. Wedge and out the baby Dorito, and
That TJ player is making himself into the Bloodhawks player making himself into the snake side wedge. That could get very spicy.
Bloodhawks only having 3 players alive. So
Oh, and he does get his head blown off by that center 50 player for raw material.
he just dies out of that bunker right there in the snake wedge.
That raw material player. Oh, wow. All right, so the raw material is going to pull that point out. Even though that raw material player definitely got shot in the back. That's okay. It's going to even that game up 2-2. Phoenix Rising and Vegas Brawlers making themselves available back on the field here for point number 4.
20 seconds.
Rising up 2-1.
See if Rising can go ahead and keep this lead and increase that lead.
See if Rising does the same thing and just play that pocket and just try to shoot him off the break.
Looks like they're about
Playing
to.
wrong.
It's almost the exact same thing from both sides, both doubling the home. The Arizona, the California, and the Snake side pin. Rising took the Dorito side pin. But fairly from both teams here. As now that Rising takes both pins on the Dorito and Snake side. And Brawlers matches him exactly.
I foresee a lot of paint being shot from all the teams on this layout.
Rising making the first move into the Dorito 200.
So Rising has the God that can on Snake side, the home,
And Vegas loses their first body out of the Snake side
the
can.
Dorito can, and the
And now the Arizona as well. So 2 bodies taking the walk for Vegas. 3 bodies taking the walk as they try to make that fill into the Arizona. The Cali player making his way back into the home for Vegas has only 2 alive now. But 1 body taking the walk for Phoenix Rising as Evan McCarty does get shot out of the Doritos there. Rising matching the Arizona bunker on the Snake side. Rising also into the Snake 3 and shooting cross. They have identified the kill count. Oh, but Rising player taking a bad death. So only a 32 now. Oh, and they do shoot one more. Just 1 player left alive for